Hello and welcome to another Doubting Thomas episode of Doubting Thomas, and we're doubting Thomas things. And I don't have an intro for Doubting Thomas in case it hasn't been made clear to you. But hey,
Well,
there's
if
Cliff
it
here.
if it helps, I never doubted you for a moment.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It is Black Friday, and it being Black Friday, first of all, I would like to pour one out for all of my tech journalist friends who are like working in the
Yeah.
e-commerce slave mines this for the next 4 days that are just like pumping out content and scouring deals. And I told myself a long time ago, as long as I'm a freelancer and I have the ability to say no, I am going to say no on Black Friday.
Just like,
So
how about
here
no?
right, oh man, yes, so like it was wild, but yeah, so it is Black Friday, and there are people headbutting each other in Walmart as we speak,
Mm,
because that's how Black Friday do. Although I mean, and maybe you've noticed this, Cliff, too, but like Black Friday has been more of like a Black November day.
yeah,
Like
it's
it. I think the concept of Black Friday has kind of lost its its
yeah,
definition, but I think in a good way.
as retail. So a lot of it's actually shifted over like the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
I think part of that, at least more recently, has had to do with Prime Day. Because Prime Day
Yep.
has almost become
Yeah,
its
that's true.
own Black Friday
Its
because
own
not
Black Friday thing. Yeah.
right, because not only is Prime Day a thing for Amazon, but then you start it's kind of like it almost becomes like the President's Day of whenever it comes out, like, you see, like, a bunch of other retailers trying to, they match the prices. Best Buy does its own thing at the same time,
Yeah.
all
It's
that
funny.
kinda
It's
stuff.
like Prime Day is like Black Friday, but nobody else got the memo.
Right, right, exactly.
Like, oh,
Um,
you're doing a thing. We should probably do something too. Um,
so one of the things I did back in my 20s is I used to sell consumer electronics in retail. I worked for Circuit City for a good 2 years and then CompUSA after that, and so you were talking about the headbutting each other in Walmart, and I never saw fist fights, but I will tell you, we so if you remember with Circuit City, at least where we had it, the way it was set up at the time, there was like, the cameras section, and then there was the mobile section, which at the time was just flip phones, but we set up one of our video cameras in the camera section to actually as the opening of the doors for when people would
oh, nice,
come in,
nice.
and, oh, it was nice, but it was terrible
I bet.
because we got on video, like, and it first of all, why are you doing this? But, it's cold outside, people are standing in line wrapped all the way down to there was a Kmart, like, on the other side of the shopping center they were in, people were standing all in
Right.
line all the way down into yeah, and as we opened up the sliding doors, there was just a bunch of people that came running in, including a lady with a baby in a stroller, who I guess is now probably in their 20s. But the
Oh my god.
stroller got knocked over and the baby got trampled. That was
Oh
ugly.
no,
Yes.
like not dead, not dead.
No, just,
Trampled.
in the rush, she managed to pick the baby up and put it back in the stroller, but it was
Oh my
ugly.
god.
It
Okay.
was
Oh
ugly.
Jesus.
It was
Jesus
so bad.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. I was so
I was
I was so nervous when you mentioned it so casually. like like
it
what? Like what? Oh yeah, the baby just got a little
so
trampled. It
yeah, like,
wasn't a big deal. Oh my god.
I
I
so
went
yeah,
through
like,
so many emotions.
I know, just in that description, you were
Ah,
picturing in your head. So yeah, I guess Black Friday having worked, that the retail side of it during those days, like I probably have some PTSD from it. It's
I
still
wouldn't doubt it.
for the longest time, I guess I had very negative emotions surrounding it. Not just because of my experience working in retail, but it was just, it almost kind of just represented the negative side of what the holidays have become, which is, more about materialism
Right.
and that kind of thing, and then it's sort of I wouldn't say it's shifted, but like you said, number 1, it's spread out into not just one day, and then
Mhm.
for a while, retailers stopped opening like, really early on Black Friday, or, or there were, or remember when they were for a while that they were opening on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, yeah, they were opening on, like, Thanksgiving evening,
Ugh, it was
which
just
is just it was gross.
it was gross, and then they've kind of backed away from that, and then I feel like as more of the retail side of it has shifted online, it's just become spread out across, multiple days because of the Amazon effect, probably more than anything.
Mhm.
And so now, but the thing that I have noticed in the last, is maybe it's happened before this year, but I really have noticed it. It's that the deals just aren't that great. And I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
And what they're doing instead is that they'll offer, a certain percentage off, but but then they'll show, like, the MSRP of the product as far as what the actual discount is, not what they were charging for it previously, to
right.
make deals look a lot better, and it does feel very deceptive. It feels very, I like, what's the equivalent of, like, retail for this for clickbaity, but it's kinda that same thing. It's kinda
Yeah.
in its own way gross.
Well, and, like, I used to work retail in a jewelry shop, a
Uh-huh.
semi-precious jewelry shop, and our whole shtick was everything was 70% off all the time,
Oh.
which,
Oh.
sounds like a great deal, but, until you realize, well, I mean, yeah, of course they're gonna, you know, this $32 thing is gonna be sold for, like, I don't remember what 70% off was at the time, but it was like, nine, $9 basically, $9, $10.
Well, that's
And,
the I was gonna say that's the Kohl's model, if you're familiar with
right.
that retailer.
Yeah.
It's like that all the time. They have the suggested retail price, and then they have whatever their discounted
Yeah.
price is, except it's never been offered at that price from
And
Kohl's.
then it was funny because, like, we would be open on Black Friday. They're like, "Do you have any Friday sales going on?" We're like, "It's 70% off. What more do you want?"
Here, just take
Like,
it, just take it.
right, seriously, like, yeah, just take it. Anyway, but yeah, so, like, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I always thought the idea of Black Friday was as a shopping for Christmas Day, as a
Right.
shopping for your
Mhm.
holiday gifts day, was always ridiculous because I don't know about you, but where I grew up, nobody gave each other TVs for Christmas.
Right,
Like, it's just like, if you're gonna do it, be honest about it.
right.
Like, this is not a holiday shopping day.
Mhm,
This is
mhm.
a you buy cheap stuff for you day.
Well,
And then you go worry about everybody else.
I've always found, going beyond Black Friday too, just very quickly, but, this not so much these days, but I just remember the Lexus and luxury car ads. Mercedes always did these too, where it's like the husband brings home. In fact, there's an SNL skit about this that I always thought about in my head, where the husband brings home the Lexus with a big red bow on top,
Right,
and then the
right,
wife comes down and goes, "Oh, how did you know?" Uh, you know, there's an
right. Nobody's
SNL skit. There's an
Oh, okay,
SNL
go ahead.
right, yeah, who buys a car for their SO without discussing it with them and the financial repercussions of that, and, yeah, so the SNL skit is
Did you
something to the fact that where it's done in that exact same style. And the wife comes in and goes, "What have you done? Why
did
wouldn't you
you
talk to me about this? That's
did you see,
$60,000."
there's a there's a Key and Peele skit,
Yeah,
a similar concept where, he brings his friend he brings his Key I think Key is getting Peele brings him out to, like, the driveway, and there's a car with a bow on it,
right.
and he's and Peele's like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's a car bow." It's a what? It's a car bow. You put a bow on the car and it makes it pretty. It's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, no, all the commercials where they bring their thing out and they've got a big bow on their car. That's I got you a car bow. And he's like, you idiot, they were buying each other cars. He's like, who buys each other cars? Like,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm sure I screwed up every part of that joke,
Yeah,
but
will
then
make sense. Yeah, but it's the same thing, like,
I'll find it and I'll put a link in the description.
I always thought
But
the same kind of thing though too, like, who buys their spouse a smartphone without discussing with them, without them letting, like, pick out the color and things like that? Not to mention,
Right.
for most of this is like a financial commitment that you're adding to, whether it's the line plus the payments per month, it's the same thing, like, who does that? So, yes, to circle back to what you're saying, yes, the idea that you buy someone a car or a smartphone or a TV for Christmas, I don't know many, unless it's your teenage, son or daughter or whatever
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I just
and
don't do that.
I will admit that, since we've been ranting about this for so long, this Black Friday, and not today, but
Right,
this
right.
Black Friday, I did buy a a gift for a member of my family that was significantly discounted for Black Friday,
Right.
but would still be considered, like, pricey. So,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
I don't wanna give any more details than that because there's a good chance that whoever that is could,
Might see
be
this, and
overhearing
there
what
you
I'm talking
go.
about.
I
But, I
gotcha.
mean, to be fair, like, there is precedent for that. But, anyway, yeah, so it's, it it remains, I think, like, and it was funny because I had a family over, for Thanksgiving yesterday, and, one my sister-in-law was just telling me, "Oh, I just bought a computer," and I'm just like, "When did you do that?" And she's like, "A couple of weeks ago." I'm like, "It's Black Friday. Why would you buy a computer, like, a couple weeks ago?" She's like, "No, it was a Black Friday sale." And I'm like,
Mm,
"Okay,"
yeah.
because it was, Black
Mhm.
November, basically. So, yeah, I mean, like, you're right, the discounts I don't think are as insane as they used to be, and I think, like, the real discounts that you get are, like, the doorbuster stuff, like, where you
Right.
actually do physically show up to the store. And but I mean, the thing is, like, TVs are what I usually go to when I think
Right,
of,
right.
like, the
Mhm.
Black Friday sale. TVs are already stupid
So
cheap.
it's cheap, yes.
Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get, like, a $300 TV for, like, what, $250? Like,
Well, I
whatever, dude.
in our, like, BOTD chat, our Telegram, chat
Mhm.
that you and I have between each other, I sent you it was one of those that, starts on Black Friday. Um, yeah, there was I think it was a Hisense 50 or 55-inch TV from Walmart,
Oh, yeah, you did send me that.
$138. Circling back to what I was talking about with retail, I was working in at Circuit City when we started selling plasma TVs.
Mhm.
$14,000 for, like, a 32-inch TV, which inflation adjusted would probably be, like, 30,000?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Something like that. I mean, definitely in the 20s, for sure, in today's money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, for someone that's 20, right? And then here's us talking about this. Yes, 15 years is a lot of time, or however a lot, 20 years, whatever it's been. But
Math is hard.
I
We're
know,
old. That's all you
for
need to
me,
know.
it
We're
just
old.
doesn't seem that long ago.
Right.
And 138, I mean, yes, LCD TVs, I mean, you can still pay thousands of dollars for a large OLED or mini LED, that kind of thing, but just your average
Mhm.
generic TV that are, pretty good, just as an example. I mean, they're just dirt cheap compared to what, and that's really happened in like the last 5 years. So yeah, anyway, it's like, where do
Yeah.
you go from
Yeah.
here? Like, they're gonna pay you to take the TV.
Right, right. I mean, we'll pay shipping and delivery, or something. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So, like, just out of curiosity, have you picked up anything for Black Friday, or like
um,
any?
I bought myself
I mean, you
some.
were mentioning your Watch Ultra. I don't know if that was a Black Friday
Yes,
thing, but
that is a Black Friday or Black November-ish deal. Yeah. So I was telling Adam that
right.
I bought a Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, which um
Pretty
sorry, I
cool.
got a phone call. I, uh, I bought
Not
it just
now. Anyway, sorry.
600, I think, retails for about $650, and
Yeah.
I so that they had it just out of the yeah, out of pocket before any other discounts down to so $200 off, so down to 450, and then
Yeah.
trade in any smartwatch, and you get another $200 off of that. So,
Oh, it was a trade-in thing. Okay.
yes, so trade in
I,
any smartwatch on top. So I got a, a very expensive smartwatch for the price of, like, the entry level 7.
Please, please tell me you traded in the Wise watch.
Yes! I'm going to, if I can find it.
Bro, if
And
you can't find it, I will send you mine.
either either that or I'm gonna send in the what was the one that we reviewed from, CMF. I'm gonna send the CMF watch.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, but the CMF watch is actually, kind of good.
Good? Yeah, yeah.
Like, the Wise watch just oh, man. Anyway, yeah, yeah,
But,
please
I
send in
mean,
the Wise
I
watch.
have so many old
Can you just
smartwatches, though.
imagine the guy on the other end like, "What the hell is this?" I mean, I know they said any smartwatch, but really?
$29 smartwatch.
Wait, is it any smartwatch in any condition?
It just says any smartwatch.
Hmm,
I have so
okay.
many that are, like, 5, 6 years old.
'Cause I have an old Moto 360, like a Gen 1 Moto 360 with a crack in the screen. I could keep that.
I have a Moto 360. That was the one that they partnered through, with that third party, the
Oh,
one that came
the
out, like.
Canadian company, I think it was?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one I was gonna use. I don't even have the charger for it anymore. It's in really
Mm,
good condition, but anyway, yeah.
yeah.
The Wise Watch would be hilarious, though.
Yeah, oh, please do send that in. That would be amazing. Um, but yeah, so, cool, and then I got the thing that I talked about that I can't talk about out
Yeah,
loud.
gotcha. Uh,
Um,
I've done a few
yeah.
things. I ordered myself, a new jacket and some boots.
Okay.
Just things that I needed, just things that are kinda wearing out, or
Yeah,
yeah. I like,
yeah.
my jacket collection now is I have, like, a fleece, but it's a nice fleece, but then I have, like, a really heavy duty, like, warm weather or a cold weather jacket, and there's not
Mm.
much in between there except jackets that are, like, 20 years old and are tattered and just need to be replaced, so,
Can I
yeah.
tell you about my dumb problem?
What's your dumb problem? That
So,
you have everything already?
no. Well, yeah, that's true. No, the Scotty vest, I think did we ever
Yes.
review that on this channel? I think we did.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the Scotty vest, I've had it for I think I got it last year. So I think I got it for
3
Christmas
years.
last
I've
year,
had it for, like, 3
maybe 2
years.
years ago. Okay. Um,
2 years.
so
Yeah.
this past summer, especially, maybe the summer before, I don't remember, but I took the sleeves off and I would wear the Scotty vest, around, and
Yeah.
because I love the pockets and it's amazing. So I noticed this year when I put the sleeves back on, the sleeves are a distinctly different shade than the rest of the jacket. And I'm just like, oh man, like what do I do now?
Was it just because 'cause they've been sitting in the sun and or the jacket's been
Yeah,
sitting in
because
the
I've been wearing the vest out in the sun for the entire year, and then like so it was just such a stupid problem, but there we are. But
I,
I'm still wearing it. Like I
I
don't
would still
care,
wear it. Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
but
This is just,
a $250
it's
jacket. I'm
it's
not gonna not wear it.
just sell it to yourself as patina.
Oh, there
Just
you go.
limit
There
there
you
you
go.
go, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
and Christmas is always a good time to buy electronics and write them off. So that's
Mm.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's cool. Do you have your Christmas? Do you do a Christmas list? I mean, how do you know?
No. I mean,
Okay.
I think for the past 3 or 4 years, my wife and I really haven't gotten each other anything other than stocking stuffers. It's all been for the
I know,
daughter,
but
so.
parents and other family or not really.
My mom has, purchase me a gift card for the most part. Sometimes
Okay.
she will, or it'll be one of those things that we've needed. Like I'm trying to think. Like it'll be something like a heater. And actually, what it may be this year, our dishwasher just apparently is broken. So that
Oh,
may end up
that's not
being
good.
our Christmas present to ourselves, or maybe with something with the family. That
My
kind of thing.
dishwasher is currently working overtime because we're on our third load for today, just trying to
Yeah,
catch up
yeah.
from yesterday.
From
Um,
Thanksgiving. Yeah, I gotcha.
yeah, yeah, but okay, yeah. So like, yeah, so I do an Amazon list that I share, and it's just the kind of thing where I'm looking at when I'm looking at things. I'm on Amazon all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
So like when I'm looking at stuff and I think to myself, I want this, but I don't necessarily want it now. I'll add it to my list, and then
right.
my wife and I usually shop off of that. Although sometimes I'll do I'll go off book for my wife just because like
Yeah, the
you
surprise
know
factor.
Yeah, so surprise factor or, something that she's, like, really been into recently that she just hasn't gotten around to
Mhm,
adding
mhm.
to the list, stuff like that, but, yeah, for the most part, we do, like, Amazon shopping lists. My daughter just put together her shopping list, and this year, like and I don't know if you do this, but, um, if you don't do lists, maybe this is a non-issue, but, this year, my daughter sent me her Christmas list, and then I copied it over into a Google Doc that she does not have access to, and I shared that Google Doc out to everybody else and said,
Ah,
highlight what you're going to get so that
right,
way
right,
there's
right.
no duplicates. Normally my wife does the gift coordination thing. But like I'm just like, highlight what you get and no problem. And like on my every now and then I'll go through my Amazon list and I'll like click buy on a bunch of things and like it'll give you that notification like this may have already been bought. Are you sure you want to get it?
Oh.
And I'll be like, yes. Um,
Yeah, no, I don't have that
but
experience. I mean, I think as my 'cause my daughter is only 8 right now, so she really hasn't started doing I mean, she has, like, the list of things she'll tell us about, but it's not a literal list. I think
right.
as she gets older and the presents get more expensive
Oh
and
my
that kinda
god.
thing, yeah. So,
My
I
brother
think
just
that'll change.
commented that my daughter has champagne tastes, and
Ah,
I'm like, "Oh, yes,
nice.
she very much does." She my daughter put a Coach bag on her shopping list, and it's just like,
Nope.
and I'm like, and I told her because she said specifically that she wants an Xbox, and I'm like, and I noticed that the Xbox wasn't on your list, and she's like, "Well, who's gonna get me an Xbox aside from you guys?" I'm just like, "Who's gonna get you a Coach bag
Right,
aside
right.
from us?" Like, we're just going by what we have here, babe. Oh, but yeah,
I
it's it's
it
it's
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 funny
fun.
how it's so different from different families, though. I used to work with a guy who I guess at the time I was probably close to 30, so he was a couple of years older than me, but basically your age. Um, Not to date you, but just anyway. But he
That's fine. I'm old
back
as fuck. It
then,
doesn't matter.
uh,
And
his
I guess we
family
are
would
swearing
still
on
did
this
like
show.
the like what he would get like hundreds of dollars and like gift cards and stuff from like his aunts and uncles and his parents and that was on top of like gifts and I'm like I grew up in a middle class family, but and I never wanted for anything, but I'm just like, I don't think his family was that wealthy. It's just like I it's just every family's different. I'm just like, how can you
Oh
afford to
yeah,
do this? Like what?
my my father-in-law was not shy about his Christmas budget. Like,
Uh
yeah, he was a very prodigious gift giver, and
yeah.
like I got like Scottish Claymore sword one year. Like I'm just like, what the hell? And it was awesome. I'm like, hey, I
Right,
enjoyed
right.
it, but like in these days, and not so much for you, although you because you buy everything in sight, but me just because of like what I do for a living, my big problem is like what do I want that I can't just ask for? Like I that I can, like for example, you've got a mouse that you got from Lenovo, and you sent me a picture of. I'm like, dude, I could have just asked for that. But I understand where you're coming from. But I'm like what electronics do I want that I can't, work into this podcast somehow or
Right,
work
right.
into like an article on CNN or something? It's just like there's just so very few things that I want that that I can't just get.
Right, right, right.
It's
It
wild.
also it changes your I just say that I'm very
And yes,
spoiled.
for the record,
Yes.
I absolutely love my job. But
Right.
anyway, um
Well, then it's
yeah.
also hard for me because I don't necessarily want to give people tech gifts, but it's just there's certain things like my wife is very much into Apple as far
Hmm.
as from a young age, like since she was since the 80s, and she has a laptop, so she doesn't need a new one. But and she has an iPhone. I'm like, wouldn't you really like to have uh an Apple Watch? No, she doesn't want one. Well, how about a smart ring? That way you don't have to think about it that much. No, I don't want a smart ring. I mean, fine. But it makes it very hard for me to shop for her these days because she basically I mean, she doesn't have that many tech needs to begin with, and it's hard to surprise her with things these days. I mean, again, it's just, I think part of it is when
Yeah.
you get to a certain age, you just it's more of
You
just when
kind of
things wear out. Yeah.
yeah, well, and I think also like when you get to a certain age. I think you realize that it's so much more valuable to just have time with people
Yes,
rather than
absolutely.
like some, tchotchke or something that you need
Right,
to
right.
put up on the shelf. Like,
Agree,
you know, and
agreed.
the way I look at it, like, I did a lot of traveling this year, which we talked about. So, like, every time I come home from a new place, I'll bring, souvenirs and
Right.
whatnot. But I don't really consider those gifts so much as just like these are the memories, that I
Mhm, mhm.
that I got to hold, and we'll put those up on the shelf. Um, but
Yeah, and
you
even
know,
when you say which is true, I do buy a lot of things, or less so than I used to, at least when it comes to, expensive electronics.
right?
My
You're
income
telling
has
yourself
changed a
that.
lot for one thing. Shut up. But no, like I definitely have become I don't think I've ever considered myself a materialistic person. It was never buy this because it was
You
something to
want
show
it,
off, or it
yeah.
was more of just I
Your
love
curiosity,
tech and my curiosity. Exactly,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, I totally get that. And it's
Yeah,
like, like I've thought about, like, what would I do if I didn't have this job,
yeah.
um like if I were to go, like, I don't know, into PR or something, like,
Mhm. Yeah, the other
various things
side of
that occurred to you during the low points of the freelancing
right,
career.
right.
Like, and I just think, like, if I was making, first of all, if I went to a job where I was making, it would have to be more than what I'm making now. So I would have money to, like, indulge on the occasional, gadget or something. I would probably still have like at least two phones, if not more.
Mhm.
But I would probably change them out less frequently for
Right, right,
sure.
right.
Um, but yeah, like, it's just, it's that curiosity. It's like that desire to hold in your hands and actively use the new technology that other
Right,
people could potentially be using,
exactly.
and, like, what's new and what's different and what's exciting. And there's I definitely get that, like, and again, if I did leave this job and go do something else, I would still have that curiosity,
Me
and
too. Yeah.
I would still buy stuff, and I would probably sell a lot of stuff on Swappa just to
Mhm.
finance the next thing coming in. um
Oh, I did it for years,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
still do to
so
some, in some respects. So, but yeah, this is an interesting time of year. I will say after having lost my dad this year, and actually his memorial is tomorrow. Uh, you know,
oh,
my
okay.
nothing I want to get into that really. It's just yeah,
No, no,
like
no.
it's just what I guess what I'm saying is yeah, I value certain things differently. Like you're saying, time with people, um, and experiences. I think too.
Right, right. And that's
More than physical things.
yeah, we have really good friends, and all of our birthdays are like right around each other.
Mm,
And so, in the past we've always done like gifts, and this year that's what we were talking about, is like, rather than like doing gifts, let's just do like an escape room or something like
right,
that,
right, right.
like, or something like that for like our collective birthday or something like that, or a dinner or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um so
I'm right
yeah,
there
we'll
with you.
probably,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
kinda well, it's like, um, I think I might have mentioned this earlier, but so we our tradition since, probably my since my daughter was, like, 2 or 3 is on Black Friday, we don't go shopping, um, we go get breakfast at, this chain
Oh,
that has
please do say
really
the name.
okay,
Please do say the name.
it is a West Virginia-based chain called Tudor's Biscuit World.
I love everything about that name. It's so good.
And so we go there, and then, it's such a weird place, and what I mean by that
I can't imagine why. Anyway, go
it
ahead.
so
Sorry. Sorry.
it's a fast food place, so you go up to the front
Whew.
and you order your stuff, but then, and they give you your like a lot of fast food places are these days, they give you, like, the little stand that you put on your tray and you go back,
Oh,
and then they
the
bring
number
you your
thing. Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
So they bring you your food, but then you have actual silverware that they've washed in a dishwasher and is in like a little plastic sleeve. You take that out, and then like if you have your coffee or your sweet tea and things like that,
So
they walk
good.
around and like give you refills. Yeah,
Wow, that's
it's
like
so different.
That got so much weirder than I thought it
I
was going to.
know. I know. The first time I ever
Great.
went there, I was like, whose concept was this? And
Yeah.
why? But I actually like it.
I mean, I would have to guess it was Tudors, but
Yeah, but, and what's
wait,
interesting
I'm
about that.
sorry. Actually, I need to ask this question. Is that Tudors with an apostrophe? So
Yes,
so this is someone's a biscuit world that belongs to Tudor, not a biscuit world for multiple Tudors.
it is, there are multiple of them. It's a chain. I
Right, right.
assume it was somebody's last name that founded it. It would be like
Okay, with with an apostrophe.
Colonel Sanders Chicken World is what it would basically
Gotcha.
be. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm up to speed. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But here's the thing with this, the
Ah,
local one that we go to, I love it because there's the same lady that has worked there since we started going there, and she must be in her, like, late 50s, early 60s, and has obviously smoked for a very long time because 'cause she's got the traits that someone would have, but she obviously loves her
what can
job.
I get for you, dear?
Yes, she doesn't have the cigarette hanging
Right,
out of her mouth, but she does have that gruff voice, but
right.
she obviously loves her job, and she walks around and she's talking to everybody. "How are y'all doing? Would you like some more coffee?" And just and carries around, like, the pot of coffee and stuff. I mean, she's
Hmm.
just and,
That's
you
lovely.
know, it is lovely. I'm like, I wish everybody could love their job like she seems to, like, and
Yeah.
she obviously has been there a long time because 'cause it's been 5 years, I guess, since we've been doing this, and she's been there the whole time. Anyway, so that's become our tradition, so we go and we get breakfast there, and they have amazing biscuits. Oh, they're so good.
I would hope
And
so.
yes, considering it's the name,
Like,
yes, that's true.
yeah,
Um,
they're kind of hanging everything on that. So,
but then they also so they serve breakfast all day, but then they also, just to tell you, they have spaghetti, like, they have hamburgers, they have meatloaf, they have, like, very, like, country style, like, with sides and stuff like that. It's just a very interesting place. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Tudor's Biscuit World, I'm sure it's, like, .com or something, for the listeners out there or viewers.
link in the show notes.
Yeah, there you go. And then we go get our Christmas tree, and then we come back. So it's become our tradition. It's a little tradition, but I actually
Love
took
that.
off today, without pay because I don't have vacation right now. Just because it's our thing that we do, and
I
yeah.
mean,
So
is
again,
yeah,
the reason I'm talking about this is it's experiences, right? It's the same thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
you know so
It's memories.
memories,
I love it.
and my
I
daughter
love it.
gets so excited about it. I mean, she loves biscuits as much as I do, and I swear to you, these biscuits are like this. They're
Oh
a
my
good, like,
god.
5 inches across
Oh
and
my
probably
goodness.
probably that tall.
Wow.
And then
That's
they have
impressive.
the biscuit sandwiches that are named after different things in West Virginia. So there's, like, what is
The-
Marshall's? Like, the Thundering Herd, whatever there's one that's called, the Politician, and it's fried bologna, which I love. It's
oh,
such a
that is
great
delightful.
place. I love
that
it.
is great. Oh, that's cool. You know what?
Mhm.
So we were going to talk about some other stuff, but honestly, I think this is a pretty good place to wrap it
I
up.
agree. Yeah.
We're feeling pretty good here. Uh, no, yeah, that's absolutely lovely, and I love that you have that tradition
Mhm.
with your daughter. And it's great. So we are gonna get ready for the holidays.
Yeah.
So we got to do our Christmas tree probably tomorrow or something. Um, but
Now,
do
do you
you
guys do a real
decorate?
Christmas tree, or do you guys do
Oh no,
a synthetic one?
we do a fake Christmas tree. It's no real reason except like it's a lot easier and a lot more consistent. We don't have to
Yeah.
worry about the tree size, and we don't have to go
Mhm.
get one every year or whatnot. So, do you decorate outside your house? Do you decorate the outside of your house at
Not
all?
a whole lot. We're definitely not like, what's the movie, Christmas Vacation or something like that.
Griswolds.
We
Okay.
yeah, we're definitely not the Griswolds by any means. It's
Okay.
definitely more inside. We have a 1,500 square foot house, and, our
True.
house is old. So,
Yeah.
my daughter, I mean, my wife has enough baubles and trinkets to fill up a house twice our size.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Same. Okay, I was just curious. Like, you don't
We don't
decorate
do the lights
before
and all that stuff.
you don't decorate before Thanksgiving though, so that's
No,
good.
no.
So my
This is we wait until Thanksgiving is over, and then it's all. I mean,
yeah,
we go from nothing to whole hog with playing the Christmas music
okay.
and decorating and all that stuff. So
That is the correct answer. So good for you.
yes,
No, we've got some houses around us that are already decorated for Christmas. And I was driving with my daughter, I was taking her over to a friend's house, and she's like, you should have put up the lights already." I'm like, "Nope, not until after Thanksgiving." And
yep,
she's like, "Yeah, but it's cold now." I'm like, "There's always one good day. There's always one good day
yep,
between
yep.
Thanksgiving and Christmas when it's like in the 40s and
Hmm.
you can go outside and get some stuff done. It's not terribly painful. So I'm waiting for that good day. It was not today.
Well, it
It
was
was very, very
not here
cold.
either.
Last year, I think it was last year, or the year before, it was like 60 degrees or something on Black Friday. I'm like, okay, we're doing it now. Let's go. Um, but
Everybody
yeah,
out.
but no, like every year that we have been in this house, and it's 13 years now,
Mhm.
there's always been at least one good day to put up the lights. And when it's like the high 40s, low 50s, it's not too bad outside. So yeah, I'm waiting for that day. But
Oh, you
cool.
don't get
Well,
to experience the magic of your dogs believing that the water that you water your tree with is now their third water bowl, and the
no,
cats. Oh yeah,
no.
we're like, stop drinking. That's for the tree. It can't taste good.
Oh,
It's
inside the house. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense. That makes sense. No, okay, that I was just like, why would your dogs? Okay, yeah, inside the house, right?
yeah.
I remember real trees. It's been like probably 35 years since we've had
Okay.
a real
My
tree.
wife insists
So
on a real tree. That's why I was asking. I could
okay,
go either way. I do enjoy the smell. I do. Like it really
my
does
dad is
add to the
allergic.
oh, okay. That would make
Yeah,
sense
so
then.
that's why we stopped, and then we just kind of never picked it back up after we
Gotcha.
moved out.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
All
so
right.
anyway, all right, cool. This is a good show. This is a fun show.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
So happy Black Friday to those of you who are watching or listening, and to everybody else. Good luck out there. If you go to Walmart, make sure you wear a helmet. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so yeah, happy holidays to you, Cliff. I hope you had
You
a
too?
lovely Thanksgiving,
Yeah, it was.
and neither of us did jack crap on Black Friday, so that's good. So let's carry this momentum into the
Oh, call it
weekend, and
there.
we'll get this
Exactly.
podcast out to the patrons. And I hope they enjoy listening, and I hope you all. I hope you all enjoy listening, and thank you for giving us the benefit of the doubt. And here's our outro. Oh, hi there. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, then you obviously liked what you saw. So why not take it a few small steps further? How about you drop a thumbs up on this video and maybe hit that subscribe button?
And while you're there, move that pointer over a few pixels and click the bell. All of that will ensure that we get noticed on the YouTubes, and we can make more of these videos just for you.
And if you want to go even a little bit further, you can head over to patreon.com/benefit of the doubt and sign up for as little as just $2 per month. And for that, you'll get early access to our videos and some bonus content that we don't show on the main channel.
Plus, we're cooking up new perks and benefits all the time. So go to patreon.com/benefit of the doubt and sign up today.
That's patreon.com/benefit of the doubt. And as always, we thank you for watching and for giving us the benefit of the doubt.